Classic and Team Boss on behalf of Real Life Planet, and I've got here none other than one and only Mr. Universe, Mr. Australia, multiple times, Mr. Australia, Justin Wessels. Justin, welcome to India, mate. How's it all going?
Thank you, Harry. My pleasure. Look, first time to India. To be honest, it's been fantastic. You know, honestly, really, really good. You know, the time that I've been here, the places I've been, you know, at the gym here during the workshop, the people have been friendly. The people have been very polite, very respectful. It's quite obvious. You know, there's a big cultural aspect to the people in India. I've been made to feel very welcome. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and honestly, I would love to come back.
So this is your first trip to India?
First trip.
We just ran a national level bodybuilding competition in Goa over the weekend under the name of Boss Classic, and I've known Justin for a long time, so I asked Justin, and Justin's probably one of the most respected bodybuilders in the world of bodybuilding, definitely in Australia. So I asked Justin, and Justin's got 25 years of competitive bodybuilding experience, so I wanted Justin to come down and judge the show, and Justin was very generous to say yes, and we've had him for about a week. So Justin, you've been to Goa, first time to Mumbai as well, although you did transit and heading to Goa. So what brought you here in Mumbai? So what have you been doing here for the last couple of days?
Look, in Mumbai we've been conducting a workshop or a training camp, whatever you would like to call it, here at Links Gymnasium. The guys, you know, extended their hospitality for us to conduct the workshop here. We've had a great turnout. I'd like to think that it's been very informative and very helpful to those that attended. They're certainly very enthusiastic. Lots of questions.
Lots of questions.
I always enjoy the questions because you know, it shows that people are interested, they're passionate, and that they want to learn. So hopefully that they have learned.
All right. The question I want to ask you for our viewers is, when people come from overseas, especially if they're coming for the first time, in terms of your expectations to what you had heard and what you thought, how it would be and how it's been, so if you want to throw a little bit of light on that, you know, what you thought it would be and how it's been. So if you just want to throw a bit of light on that.
Oh, look, I always, when I visit somewhere for the first time, I always try and go there with an open mind, without expectations, you know, so that, you know, whatever impressions I get are honest, you know, they're real. A place like this, I was always aware that there was going to be a very heavy cultural aspect to it. And it has been, you know, with people's behaviour, with people's manners, the way people, you know, dress with some of their traditions. That is all very obvious. You know, there's so that was in line with what I expected. But look, the rest, you know, I just wanted to see for myself. So you know, there's Goa in particular was. Not what I expected, but I didn't know what to expect. It was essentially a tourist resort. You know, it was beautiful beaches, blue water, white like soft sand. It was unbelievable. Mumbai is a little bit different. It's a lot busier. There's a lot going on. You know, that there are some stark contrasts where, you know, in one hand you've got some very expensive hotels and high rises, and then across the road there's you know, not much money at all, you know, so there is that, but I'm not surprised by the people in terms of the way they've made me feel welcome, and their friendliness and the hospitality, and that's been very pleasant to experience. So there are lots of very, very positive things that I've experienced and seen myself whilst here, which is one of the reasons why I would enjoy to come back and experience some more of that.
No, that's fantastic. Now the obvious question, you know, you stand out clearly. Your physical presence, you stand out. So people always want to know, what does it take to look like Mr. Universe?
Well,
so you got any message for other fitness tips or anything, you know, you can share with our viewers at Real Life Planet?
Oh, look, one of the things that I like to, I guess, make a point of when I talk to people is that I've been doing this a long time. Yeah, so this sort of stuff takes time. I'm 45. I started lifting weights when I was 15. So this is 30 years. You know, I've had, you know, a significant amount of size on me for a long time. It didn't take 30 years to get the size, but you know, to give a bit of an idea, I've been training for 30 years. So you know, it's certainly a lifestyle, and one of the things we tried to impress even here at the workshop was it's about longevity. You know, you don't want to look good once a year, or you don't want to look good in 2 years' time, and that's it. You know, you want to eat well and train hard and live a healthy life and look good for the rest of your life. You know, it's a lifestyle, and it's something I've been doing for a long time, and I enjoy it and I love it.
So, if you had to share a couple of dietary tips and exercise tips with the real life Planet viewers, what would be your 2 dietary tips and 2 exercise and training tips? If you could just give 2 of each.
Look, the body's a machine, you know, to break it down in layman terms. You know, if you saved up all your money and you bought yourself a really expensive car, when you go down to the petrol station to put fuel in it, you're going to put the best fuel in it because you want to look after it and you want it to run well. The body's no different. If you want to perform optimally, if you want to feel good, you need to eat well. You know, honestly, it doesn't get any simpler than that. For people that don't eat well or have never eaten well, it's a difficult concept to understand because they're used to running at I guess, suboptimal levels. You know, for someone who has eaten well, they know the difference because as soon as you eat rubbish, you feel like rubbish, and when you eat well, you feel good. The other tip would be, most people, you know, they want to be in shape, they want to be lean, you know, and again, to break it down very, very simply, you know, the timing of your macros is important. Keep your carbohydrates around your workout. The rest of the day, minimise your carbohydrate intake, and you can't go too far wrong. Can't go too far wrong.
And what about exercise tips and training tips?
Look,
how many times a week, for how long?
Well, there's lots of exercise tips. You know, the one thing I'll say is, you know, training and eating and changing shape, whether it's putting on size or reducing your body fat, it's very simple. So let's not overcomplicate it. Let's keep it simple. With the advent of the internet, there is so much information out there that too often people get confused. It's not confusing. Keep it simple. The other thing I'll say, and it's the same for everyone, you know, people that just want to transform, fitness models, bodybuilders, men, women, every time you step in the gym, you need to challenge yourself, yeah? You need to train as hard as you can every time you come in. You know, if you have the mindset that every time I train, I want to outdo what I did the week before, you're going to get results. You know, you're going to have progress, providing you're consistent with that.
Quick question. Do women need to train differently to men?
Absolutely not.
No, so you've heard
100% categorically, and I'll tell you that you know, with my clients, men or women, they get trained exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Another question: does a normal 9-to-5 person, male, does he need to train differently to bodybuilders?
Absolutely not.
Right. So you heard it from the Mr. Universe himself. Last couple of questions, mate, and then we'll let you go. Any message for our fans out there, and when we'll be back, or are you coming back again?
Look, you know, we've had some brief discussions. I'd love to come back. You know, if you were to run another show, I'd love to come back.
We'd love to have you back. Everyone loves you here.
If there was some interest there for us to run another workshop, you know, maybe something a bit different, something a bit bigger, you know, whatever, I'd love to come back and share some of that knowledge, information, experience like yourself to some people that are willing to learn. So absolutely. You know, I've been in this game and doing this sort of stuff for a long time. You know, one of the things that I find terribly satisfying is sharing that and helping others to put them on the same path, 100%.
Well, Justin, mate, it's been a pleasure having you here, and we all want to thank Justin for his time and his generosity, and we look forward to welcoming you back to India, mate. And it's Harry Sandhu, Director of Boss Classic and Team Boss, signing off for Real Life Planet. Thank you.